So we are at the end of our MBA program. This is the eighth day session two. Today we have with us Dr. S.P. Bhanuprasad sir, who is professor and dean at VMS College of Engineering, Bangalore. Now I request Sushma ma'am to introduce sir and welcome. I request Rashtrika sir to welcome sir. Hello. I request Sushma ma'am to introduce sir to the participants. Good morning, everyone. It's my honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for today. Dr. S.P. Bhanuprasad graduated from Secretariat Institute of Technology, Coimbatore, in the year 1990 and later pursued MTech and PhD programs at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He has 34 research publications in international national journals and conferences to his credit, and also has co-authored a textbook on linear integrated circuits, concepts and applications. He has received research grants of 38 lakhs from BGSE and DSE and has guided three research scholars for their doctoral degrees and is currently guiding two. He is a member of ISSS and ISOI and is the past chairman of IEEE Census Council, Bangalore Section Chapter. His special interests are in the domains of instrumentation techniques, analog circuit design, embedded systems, fiber optic communication, human body area networks, and amorphous semiconductors. He is a recipient of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Memorial 2018 and Outstanding Teacher Award from Outstanding Teacher Award from ISBR of Bangalore Education Trust. He has 34 years of passionate experience in teaching and research and is currently serving BMS College of Engineering, Bangalore as a professor at Dean. It's a pleasure to have Dr. Manish sir with us today. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming the Sir, I request you to take you the last proposal. When we talk about all of you, and that is the kind invite. Normally, I the students, and I'm always more powerful, but I'm talking to the esteemed faculty that is I have engineering for experience and already the journey of teaching with us for so many years. In fact, what I tell you today is what you already know, but probably I'm trying to give a better shape or listing them one after the other so that all of them will revise the important teaching in the changing world today and try to become better teachers. We know that we are already good teachers, but can we become better is the focus of the class. So therefore, I'm going to talk about teaching effectiveness. Teaching has become a very crazy word nowadays because we are more into research and things like that. But still, I personally feel that teaching is still very, very essential. But what happens in a classroom is absolutely more critical than what happens elsewhere, in my corner. So therefore, I'm today talking about teaching effectiveness. If you find anything good today, because you're already teachers, please take it with you. If you find anything not good, leave it with me and take it back to my teachers. Right? That's the whole message. So let me begin by talking about teaching effectiveness. Yeah. My journey in teaching has been as follows. I took my first class before January of 1991. That's when I was addressing a group of students like this. And all of us will agree what kind of students we used to have during those days. There was a class of 60, all of them wanted to become engineers. Just engineers. Of course, with different IQ levels. Nobody wanted to become an IAS officer, KS officer, or an administrator, or a businessman, or things like that. So it was not a versatile crowd what we had in the year 1991. But now moving ahead, today we are the 10th of March 2025. It has been 31 plus 34 plus years. Today we have a versatile crowd behind it. If I think of my class in the 1991, almost the same, with the same interest, only difference was in the IQ levels.
or different social and economical backgrounds. But all of them wanted to become engineers. But today, if you take any class, maybe 10 of them want to become IT engineers, 10 of them want to do MS, 10 of them want to do PhD, 10 of them want to do something else, something else, something else. So we have got a very versatile crowd to handle today. So therefore, the challenges in front of the teacher are exceedingly large. Exceedingly large. In fact, many times I feel, why did I join teaching? Because it's so difficult to handle or to meet the expectations of the people around. So we have seen 360-degree changes. We call it as all-round changes. In terms of the students have changed, the parents' expectations have changed, the society has changed, the technology has changed, the syllabus has changed, the education systems have changed, the expectations have changed, the performance metrics have changed, etc., etc. Everything has changed for me. So when I first started, the only question my friend used to ask was, what is the pass percentage? Nothing else. But today, if you teach a course, the performance metrics are so many. What is the course outcome? What is the contribution to the PO? How is it matching to this syllabus, that syllabus? What is the benchmark? 110 question to answer. So therefore, there is 360-degree changes in what is expected from a teacher today. So how do we go about meeting all these challenges? Is the biggest question. You know? Yeah. Something wrong here. Yes, it's funny. Yes, fine. You can be around that. So my presentation today is mostly based on my own personal experience, I can say. It is not based on any reference book or a textbook or any other author for that matter. It's totally based on my experience, other than a few websites that I have referred to make it all the more interesting. So that's the reason why I told you if you find anything good, please take it, otherwise leave it with me because it's based on my personal experience. In fact, we are teaching them to be engineers. Our students will become engineers in the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years or so. So let me talk for 10 minutes or so about the qualities of good engineers because we are supposed to produce those good engineers in the coming days. Success rate is a second issue, but we are expected to produce those good engineers. So what are the typical qualities of good engineers is what we talk about for the first 10 minutes. You should have commendable IQ. You distinguish yourself from an ordinary engineer if you write to yourself much more than that. IQ is not always what you are born with. IQ is something that you can also improvise. But your students are expected to pass out with commendable IQ. Not just good IQ, very commanding IQ, very intelligently persuaded. They should be naturally curious. In fact, Einstein has told that I was never, passionately this thing, but I was just passionately curious. So therefore, all the research has come out of me. So the importance of curiosity in our students. Unfortunately, thanks to the IT industry or the various visual tools available there is no curiosity in the students today. But they are supposed to be very, very curious about why this way one and the other way. That is where we can come up with better solutions. That is the second important requirement of a good engineer. The third, ability to pay attention to the details. I'm sure students are not so very particular about paying attention to the details. See, even now, my name is Dr. S.P. Banu Prashant. I get project reports printed at S.P. Banu, assistant professor. I tell them, hello, I'm a professor. I have put in 34 years of service. Somebody has promoted me as a professor. Why do you call me as an assistant professor? They're careless. They're careless. To that extent that they'll copy the acknowledgements from the senior's report. They would have thanked some other guy. The principal would have changed. They don't care. They don't care. When they do that in a project report, imagine how careless they are when they go to the lab or theory classes. But they have to be very good in paying attention to the detail. So it's an important trait that any good engineer should have. Ability to work in teams. In fact, when we see students fighting in project teams, 3 to 4 members, they are too young to have ego problem, but they do clash. But they should have an important ability to work in teams also. Logical thinking and reasoning. They should be able to think logically with adequate reasoning. They want to be a good engineer. So when they join the company tomorrow, the decision should not be taken based on what people feel. No. There should be some reasoning. There should be some logical thinking behind every decision that they are going to make today. So that is the fifth important requirement of a good engineer. Going on, they should have some communication skills. I have seen both kind of students, those who come from the rural background, they're struggling with their English, and those who are, from Bangalore and urban areas, their English is even more poor because their professional English is very stupid. They have good vocabulary, they know English, but formally, no. I'm very sorry. When they write letters to me, they say, Sir, how are you when they start? Again, you should not be asking how are you in a letter. It's a formal application. Right? Communication skills are very, very bad. That is what they should also be good at. Problem solving skills. Extremely important. Unfortunately, today we have books published as thousand solved problem with wrong so they don't know how to approach a problem right from the scratch at the beginning. But they should have good problem solving skills. They should be constant learners. In fact, I often tell students you're given a job not based on how much you've learned, but how much more you can learn once you join the company. So they have to be constant learners. This has come as a component in our OBE as part as lifelong learning. Keep learning. Creativity and innovation. That's the ninth and most important component. This should be creative and we should innovate also. There is a small difference between creativity and innovation. Creativity is something new that is made. Innovation is you make it useful to the society, you know, there's a form of a product that becomes an innovation. They should be together. There is one more quality, ninth important quality, which after you see this great personality. When I ask you name the greatest engineer you come across, all of you will tell suddenly, invariably. Because his contribution is from Takman to Kanyakumari, even today, doesn't matter. So what made him as a great engineer? He had all those nine qualities. He was already a good engineer, but he went beyond that to become a great engineer. What did he become as a great engineer? What did he pass around as a great engineer? Or the greatest engineer we can see? What was distinct in Sarangvi that was not there in other engineers?
The reason why is because if you're looking at the nuclear sources,
He was looking at the yes.
he was making use of the triggers available and he was foreseeing the problems that surrounding. Because he was a civil engineer basically.
Yes.
Region.
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 Vision. Yeah, that's vision. Okay. Anything else?
Used to question everything.
Used to question everything. Okay.
I want to say that you have not added one more very important issue
Yes,
that has been forgotten.
Yes, sir.
It is mental blindness.
Mental.
Blindness.
Okay.
Thing is there and present, but you do not see it
Ah.
because you think you have seen it.
Yeah.
You allow the decision to overtake your own judgment over the fact. Things are in front of you, but you fail to see it.
Yeah.
This is mental blindness,
Okay.
and I think this is a huge problem.
Okay.
And it's I don't know whether it is definitely not a physical problem, it is definitely a psychological or problem in knowledge domain. I would like to illustrate after your class is over.
So probably when I give my next talk, I'll have mental blindness.
The mental blindness is of the order of 30 to 40%. Huge. 30 to 40%, and it's a huge amount. I will illustrate later.
Yeah. That's a very valid point. So there are reasons why our minds are blocked today. Probably I'll cover it, directly in the coming slides. Hopefully I'll address it. So there was one thing that was very distinct in Sarami than the others, that is this, things of a common man. In fact, he tried to indirectly start saying that he was looking at the local resources, but he thought of common man. So you become a great engineer when you think of a common man's common problem, because the country is made up of 80 to 90% of the common man who can't afford to do anything. Right? Mobile phones are the greatest innovations. Why? Because a common man can use it. It's not a great man's or the rich people's asset. So therefore, the inventor of mobile phone, in fact, is a great engineer, but he's not a common man. In fact, during COVID, there were so many innovations that came up because everybody thought of a common man. Everybody thought of the difficulties of a Asha worker, how do I help her or him? So therefore, they become great. So that is what will make him as a great engineer. So making your students think of the common problems in the society next door. They become great. They innovate. They create. They give solutions to the society. So these are all the typical talent traits and characteristics of a give to great engineers. That's very true. These are the conventional requirements, as I told you. But if you look at the engineers who will graduate or go to the market beyond 2020, they've got even more challenges to meet. Probably one of them is what sir trying to tell, mental blindness or blockages or whatever you can call it. So now let us look at what are the new challenges that our graduating students will be facing in the coming years. In fact, when I say 2022, 2020 beyond, those who will be graduating in 2024, 2025 will also be facing these challenges for the following reasons. So, what are these challenges typically? And why these challenges have come? They have come because the pace of innovation is very rapid and accelerating. If you buy a mobile today, 6 months it is out today. Not like our days. You buy a phone, it's there for 10 years, 12 years, 20 years, but not so today. Because that is the pace with which the technology has been developing. And technology deployment is intensely globally interconnected world. Today we say we live in a global village. Earlier I used to find a solution for my local market. I have to think of a common man. That is true. But today, if I make a solution sitting in budget a second stage, I should know that this solution will be somebody in the Netherlands also. Because the companies are connected, cross investments, governmental supports, the president shake hands, everything is happening. So you should always look at the global perspective of any problem you are making. So therefore, it's very challenging. See, it's easy for me to understand what are the food requirements in my family, but I have to cook something that everybody can eat. It's very challenging. So that's the biggest challenge, or why people are finding it more and more difficult when it comes. The presence of technology in our everyday life is seamless, transparent, significant. Everybody is using technology today. In fact, I teach another course called as Wearable Sensors and Medical IoT. In that, it was told that every human being is attached to around 6.8 number of physical gadgets. Involved are there. Is connected. Your number is there, your Aadhaar number is there, your mobile is there, at least on 8 to 10 different platforms. You are so well connected to the world. Right? That's the kind of society we are living in. So your engineer should be able to solve those problems in the society. So they should think globally and not locally. That's the point. And the population is involved in technology is very diverse, multidisciplinary. Earlier, a project like this was a sophistication used by a certain class of people, but not so today. Anybody and everybody can use technology. Your technology should be adaptable, usable by a common man to the king. All of them can use the technology today and they should be updated. The social, cultural, political, and economic forces are continuously shaping innovation. When I was a student, there was nothing but as Make in India. When I was a student, or even in the ancient days of my teaching, there was nothing called as women entrepreneurship. There was nothing called as IEEE. At least we had not heard of it. But today, you look how the social conditions, the economic conditions, the political, all forces are togetherly shaping the innovation aspects of it. So it's very challenging for us. Anyway, if you are a mother, you're supposed to cook for it. Tell people that you're home, you know what are the eating habit, you cook easily. But if you are asked to cook for 100 people, very diverse people, both veg and non-veg, South Indian and North Indian, you can imagine the challenges that you'll have to face. That's the kind of situation what we have in the world today, that the requirements to be met are extremely diverse. It's very, very challenging to meet all these requirements. Anyway, yeah, we live in a global world. Global village is what we call us. So the engineers who come to the market beyond 2020 or in the coming years, including the 2025, are supposed to be very clever practically. Very, very clever practically. In fact, many companies say that we don't want boys with 9.9 CGPA. Maybe he's a bookworm. I want a boy who can solve me the problem practically. So they have to be very, very clever practically. Fortunately, our students are practically very clever. I'm teaching about random forest classification in the class, but he knows how to implement it. He knows how to access different databases. He knows how to clean them. He's knowledgeable. And in fact, they should be clever practically in all the aspects related to that. But today we talk about hardware, software, code design. Nothing like I'm putting hardware, software, MATLAB, etc. Your student should be capable of integrating all the knowledges together and then development, because today's solutions, in fact, are platform independent. They're platform independent. You have an embedded device in which you can learn an artificial intelligence algorithm. Recently, I was looking at a microcontroller made by ARM. It is the a device that any person who is requiring some medical care is supposed to use. In fact, there is some artificial intelligence in a microcontroller embedded there who will learn how much dose of medicine is to be given to him based on the previous experiences or the previous data. So that's the kind of intelligence that we are going in the direction. So it's very important for people to be clever practically. Knowledge utilization. It's not about how much knowledge you know, but how well you can utilize your knowledge. Trust me, when you look at the result of your first year students and compare them with their PCM score, you will have heart attacks. Mild to heavy. Because their PCM percentage shows 97 to 99%. Here 60% failures. Why? Because the PU education is mostly based on representation of the knowledge. But once they come to engineering, it's all about applying that knowledge. That's where they fail. That's where they fail. There has to define Gauss theorem. Everybody will do Q1 here, Q2 here, there's a force of EMF, etc. They will write something. But here there's a problem based on Gauss theory. They find it very difficult. But once he becomes a good engineer, he should be able to apply the knowledge, utilize the knowledge. Otherwise, it's a waste. He should be able to manage the risks. Because every company is at risk today. Especially because of the disruptive technologies, a company that is doing magnificently this year will be shut down the next year. Shut down. That's the word I want to use. It has happened. What about the Konica analog cameras? They died in 6 months. Many such examples I can give. Right? And the industry giant called as Tata made Nano that failed in the market. Very difficult to believe. It failed. So every company is at a risk. It failed for a particular reason. That's a different issue altogether. Right? So you should be able to manage the risk today if you want to become a good engineer. You should be very open-minded and see the big picture. So I'll address what sir mentioned that you can't see the big picture, you can't be open-minded if you are closed-minded. If you think this is the only solution, you're gone. Flexibility is the key because you have to be resilient. You can't go to the industry and say, my teacher taught only 8051, so therefore give an 8051. Nobody will give you. Then you get DSPIC. DSPIC is a microcontroller with both microcontroller and DSP features. So you should know both. Right? On a microcontroller, you're asked to implement an FIR filter. But here you're studied them separately. You know how to write an FIR code in MATLAB. Right? You know how to take the average of 10% of microcontroller. But then you're supposed to club them, merge them. So utilization of knowledge, being very open-minded, see the big picture is very important. Assuming ownership. You have to assume the ownership of the company so that you will contribute to the best extent. Gone are the days in bed. I'm just going there, 2.1 lunch, and done. No. In fact, we are all faculty of engineering colleges. Don't you think there is some pressure on us directly and indirectly to see that the questions are full next year? So that has made us to assume some kind of an ownership of your company so that you contribute to the best. He has to assume ownership of the company that is working for so that, that's the order of the day. That's the order of the day. Strong analytical skills. Stronger analytical skills. Because the amount of database that is available is so huge today, We mostly take decisions based on the previous data and experience. Earlier, it was not available. That is that is what has made to the birth of data science. Analytics. You have to do that. You should be good in using the tools and know how to use the data for your research or the project that you develop. It's important. We should be able to think ahead and being ready for the unexpected. See, my college, medical electronic department was doing exceedingly well, but the management took a decision to close it. We were moved to some other department. We have to accept it. I can't go and question the management, hey, why did you do that? They'll remove me also. Correct? We can't do that. So we should be ready for the unexpected. And tomorrow, if I may be asked to go to the computer science department and teach C++, I should be ready. In fact, I should be ready. We have seen basic chemistry teachers teaching Python. Easy or difficult, good or bad is the second issue. That's the requirement of the day. Not only for our student, for us also. So we should we should think ahead. Being ready for the unexpected. We should have the principles of business management and leadership roles. Not like the olden days in which I'm okay to be an engineer, I'm not to be an engineer. You should be able to lead. You should be able to lead. And you should have some knowledge of the business also, especially if you are working in a company where that they're only for the money. You should have those things also. We should have high ethical standards and a strong sense of professionalism. Our students should become very, very professional. There is a difference being personal and being professional. In fact, whenever there is an opportunity, I request all my teachers also to be as professional as you can and don't make things personal. Be very professional. I'm very sure you know what we mean by being professional. Have a policy, have a principle in place. Don't make it person based yourself. Right. See, for example, there is a department with 15 faculty. They're supposed to move to another department. If I choose one there, 1 year, I'm not professional. I take a decision, the top three will go, the bottom three will go. Whoever it is, that is being professional. The middle three will go. That is professionalism. We have to practice professionalism to avoid various problems that invariably come up. And we should have high ethical standards. And we should be able to build teams. The students should be able to build teams. Because no one person can do so many things that a team can do. You should be able to build teams. Yeah, I'm sure you're surprised. Why is that talking about the qualities of good engineers? We're already professors. We're already teachers. Please understand, if you want to produce engineers with those qualities, that's the challenge that we are to meet too. I can't make my student to think critically if I don't think critically. I can't expect my student to be flexible and approaches, but if I'm very rigid minded, and so on and so forth. So we need to impart those qualities and also impart the knowledge to the student that will be teaching. It's a way to go. It's a way to go. Maybe it will take few more years for us to meet all the challenges because we are family people, so many other constraints, NGA is there, NIR is there, IQS is there, all things are to work with. But still, this is what will give you what happiness. At least to me, this is what happiness. I'm so to all of you also. So it's a way to go. We're just looking in that direction. What direction? You becoming competent to have all those plus qualities and also try to imbibe those qualities in your students, looking in that direction. Today, I just talked about teaching effectiveness. We are all teachers. I may be a professor, I may be a dean, I may be a don, whatever. I'm still a teacher. From heart, I'm a teacher. So let us talk about teaching effectiveness. Are you okay with this? Are you okay? Don't mistake me because they're already experienced teachers. So, for the next 45 minutes to 1 hour, whatever, I'm not talking to the professor sitting here. I'm talking to the teachers inside you. Please take it. I'm not talking to the researcher in you. I'm not talking to the HODs in you. I'm talking to the teacher in you. So please listen to me as a teacher in the class. Because if your teaching is effective, everything else will fall in place. Everything will fall in place for sure. Is my strong belief. Teaching effect. What is effectiveness? Something very effective. What is very effective? What is effectiveness? Yes? Able to understand, okay? Correct. When you feel the effect, it is effective. As simple as that. The storytelling in Kantara was effective. Why? Because I kept remembering Manda the other for the next 3 years. I saw it 3 times. That is effectiveness of storytelling. Right? Watch an English movie, it will come out. If I ask you who was the hero, no answer. Who is the villain, no answer. But they mix it up so thoroughly that it's not effective. But we still love English movies for a different reason. That's a different thing. I think this says it all. To be effective, there should be something as an outcome. You feel for it. Very effective. Very effective. This is the dictionary meaning of effectiveness. The power to be effective, the quality of being able to bring out an effect, that's effective. After my talk today, when you go to the class tomorrow, if you invite something from here and become a better teacher, my talk is effective. Otherwise, it's not. You had a week-long workshop on AI. If you don't use something from it, it is not effective. What is the measurable outcome? Is the effective? You have to be effective in your classroom. Forget the reason that students are not interested, they're diversified, etc. But can I do something so that they will listen to me? Is what the talk is all about. Right? How to become effective teachers? That's the meaning of effectiveness. In fact, this is the role of a teacher today. Look at the way teachers coming to the entire world. Not so earlier. Me, my notes were food chapade. That was my life. Excellent handwriting, that was a compliment. Very good feedback, that was the word. But today, where all the teacher is connected to colleagues, family, local community, print and digital resources, conferences, curriculum document, social bookmarking, video conferencing, blogs, something like podcast, Twitter, social, Facebook, photographing, whatnot. So you're highly extremely well connected. So that's the power of the teacher today with the world that has changed. So we have to be more responsible, more careful, of course, more diligent in delivering as best as we can. Yes. Oh, yeah, what is in the first picture? It's a king, right? What is the Giri? It's a king. And king has any wish. King can have any wish. I and you cannot have any wish. But a king can have it. She just wished that I want this cow to be painted. And the best painter will get an award. They made all those announcements, pamphlets given, king has given an assignment like this. This is the cow. Whoever paints the cow to the best of the ability to make it as real as it could be will get an award from the Harper Kingdom, etc. Then there were requests from scholars, sir, let us get trained. Then he brought all the painters, artists in the country to a hall like this. He did 1 week FDP about how to paint well, how to create art physically, everything he did. The competition day came. None of these people won the award, but a boy like this won the award. This boy won the award in front of all the scholars, greatest artists in the country, across the country, abroad. Why do you think he made this little boy won the award of painting a cow? Not me, not you, not an expert. He could paint the best picture of the cow because he was living with the cow. He was thinking like a cow. He was walking like a cow. He was eating like a cow. He was sleeping like a cow. So that made him paint such a realistic cow as if it is going to come out of the poster. So the message is to become a good teacher, think like an ordinary student. If you want to become a good teacher, think like the most stupid student in the class. Don't say he's not interested. Don't say he's not talented. Just think like him. For example, I solve one problem with Fourier transform. I'll give 10 exercises on Fourier transform. I'm a professor. I've done PhD in Fourier transform. I'll give 10 Step into his shoes. Think if a student who has solved only one problem in the class on Fourier transform is capable of solving 10 problems or not. You will come out with the answer. You will obviously really can't. Solve 5 problems. Give the sixth as an assignment. You will do it. So if you want to become a good teacher, think like an ordinary student, not like the most brilliant sitting there. He's capable. Right? So when I go to the class, I try to address the student who's the most dullest in the class. I'll not look at the brilliance. Probably if I don't need the brilliant to them, it's not much better. So let me address those students who want to learn there. Usually, we teachers get disheartened by those students who are not interested, those who are not aligned. Can you inspire them to learn from you? The job is done. That happens when you think like him. He's unable to understand. Think why. When I say this, one professor comes to my mind. I can see Subhana Bhatt, the professor at Tari's Security. He's not working there now for some personal reason. He used to take the CMOS device. Ask him, do you know CMOS? Sir, we don't know. Okay, you don't know CMOS? One step ahead. He used to teach FET. You know FET? No, sir. He used to take one step back. He teaches a PJT. Then again, diode. All in 10 minutes. A teacher is one, a good teacher is one who takes a student from what they already know to what they don't know. Think like an ordinary student will become an excellent teacher. That is the first message I would like to give. Any applications? Agree with me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Good. That's a teacher. The figure shows is a teacher. You know, he's like to do something in the class, had a stick in his hand. He's a teacher. He's a teacher with some personal problem. Look at this. He's fighting with somebody, maybe with his wife. Some interpersonal problems. Look at his bank statement, very horrible like ours. Unlike most of ours. Unstable income, large limits of cash, suspicious RTGS transactions, salary. I mean, some issues, some issues. He has lots of weaknesses. So the teacher has lots of weaknesses. We also have lots of weaknesses. Yes or no? Yes. Unfortunately, we don't recognize them, including me. If I ask you to list your strengths, all of you will list at least 10 immediately. If I ask you to list your weakness, not even one, because we don't think of our weaknesses. But unless you think of them, you can't improve us. So, a teacher with so many weaknesses, interpersonal problems, financial problems, that issue, this issue, etc. But he goes to the class, the same Bal Prashant goes to the class with all this weakness, all these problems. We go to the class. Once I go to the class, I speak confidently in interpersonal skills. I'm struggling with my problem. I had a fight with my wife, but I talk about the importance of interpersonal relationship. I talk about financial management. That is my financial status. But I go to the desk and talk about financial management, self-financial management. You have to say it. Yes or no? We do that. We talk about strengths, unless or a weakness. And so on and so forth. Why this? Sitting there, standing there, I'm a person with 110 weaknesses. But I go to the dais, I became so powerful to talk about all this. That is the power of the dais. The dais has the power. I don't know from where it comes. It comes from power with the power. Shakti Bandhara. Yes, sir. No? It happens to us. Yes, sir. It happens to us. Agree, all of you? Shakti Bandhara. ಮನೇಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಸಾವಿರ ಹಾಳಾಯ್ತು ಪೇಪರ್ ಕಿತ್ತು ನೀನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು why the stage has that power. The stage has that power. So I'm good if I use that power in the right manner. What you say will have a weightage. What you say is carried. What you say will remain with the student. So be very careful when you are on the dais because it is not power. Use it, never miss it. Use it fully. Your teaching is very, very important. Agree with me? Stage power ಇದೆಯಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ತುಂಬಾ ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಂದಿರಲ್ಲ NBA ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ IQS BGP ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆದ್ರು HOD ಕರೆದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಟೈಮ್ಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಎಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸರಿ ನಾವು ಬಯೋಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಜನ ECVM ಸಾವಿರ ಕಟ್ಕೊತೀವಿ ನಾನು ಶುಗರ್ ಹೊಡ್ಸ್ಕೊತಿದ್ದೆ because this dais has the power. So use the power, realize the power of the dais. You will become an excellent teacher. And you should be very careful, responsible because there is power with them. People in power do mistakes. It will affect a lot of people. Use the power negative. Here you go, society. You go. Nanoni, a teacher. Look at how they're connected. You know how the society looks at as a teacher? Take from your own experiences. You had one student, 9.8 CGPA, get All India rank 4, got seat at IISc, had 2 MS offers, etc., etc. One of the most brilliant students. You know what the society will say? Hey, he's born brilliant. I know his Tata also. Vedamso, excellent family. All credit goes to the family. Our uncle, he has trained him a lot. Our uncle, she was also a rank holder. If he becomes a stupid, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದೇ ಕೇಳೋದು ಯಾರೋ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಷ್ಟ್ರು ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ನೋ it happened. It has happened to me. When the student goes back, the immediate question is, who was our teacher? Good or bad? That's the power of a teacher. I don't know whether I can correct him or not is a second issue, but if the teacher minds, he can bring him back to the track. Because that's the power of the teacher. That's the power of the dais. He listens to you. Trust me or not, I have a student, I had a student, MTech student. He was my MTech student. He is married, working in a software company. Even today, his mother says this. Whenever he does not listen to his mother, he says, Sir, no, Mama, I listen. He was an MTech student. And he's so gigantic in front of me, no way I can scare it. That's the power of the teacher. So let us use our power very appropriately to make the difference in the society, what I'm doing. The teacher is teaching. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ HOD ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಗುರ್ಬಿನ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು you are watched all the times you are watched right. Sunday evening you go to Gandhi Bazaar, have 2 ice creams in your hands, enjoying both. Somebody will be watching you. Next day ಆಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಏನ್ 2 ice cream ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದವಳು. You are watched to that extent. And when you are in the class, are you not watched? When you are in the lab, are you not watched? Is not your language watched? Is not your behavior watched? Everything is watched. You are extremely watched. So, try to be a role model. Try to be a role model because you are all the times watched. ಕಷ್ಟ ನಾವು ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. We do mistakes, but let us learn from the mistakes and correct ourselves. When a student does a mistake, if you look at the context in which he has done the mistake, probably will pardon him. So try to know the context, try to excuse, be big-hearted, kind-hearted, you will excuse. So you're always lost, try to be a role model to your student. What is this? Hotel. What hotel? 5-star hotel. Would you like to stay there? Of course, yes. And is the college sponsors? ಅಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೂ ಒಂದು ಕೊಡ್ಸಿ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋನ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ದೇರ್ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ 5-star ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ us love to stay there not to go there now I release an announcement now how many of you would like to stay no ಅದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಗ್ಲೇ I am giving you an option to stay next week, but this has happened last week. But still, no. Yeah, couple is so good. See, that news has made you reject the offer of staying a 5-star hotel. Do not stay there. Generate interest, not fear. When you teach a course, try to generate interest, not the fear. Some teachers knowing their ability make this mistake. They do make this mistake. ARM Cortex M3, 32-bit processor, PSW 32-bit ಇರುತ್ತೆ. I think there are around 254 interrupts. ಹುಡುಗ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. What do you scare him? Take him from what he knows to what he does not know. Tell him 8051 has 8 interrupts, 6 interrupts. You know a device that can have 251 interrupts? Yes? Is having it. So it goes on like that. So try to create interest, not the fear. Many teachers, knowing or unknowingly, they do this mistake. For whatever the reason, they create some fear. Mathematics class ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೆ ಆಗಲೇ ಅರ್ಧ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ 40% ಪಾಸ್ I mean he's gone yaar ಅವ್ನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಬರೋಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ Please don't create fear, create interest. Create interest. You love it. See, if you close your eyes and think of the subject that you like, it is the subject taught by the teacher whom you like. Teacher is the subject which I like. We should be pleasing to the students. Scary ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ pleasant ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆಯಾ ಒಂದು easy ಮಾಡೋಣ when the students are going to say sir this subject is very difficult hey college is paying me to make it simple to you come and simplify they're so happy they're excited so generate interest not fear in the students they are the two pictures of Lord Shiva first picture of Hagar is the destroyer but is very calm cool composed you feel like going in actually but you don't know that they are out correct. So be like this, not like this. You know, one more consider Trishula in the background. I am very good at it, but also he is looking at the Trishula. He knows that if I do something wrong, sir will take it. It should be in the background, it should not be in the. That's all. See, in the first class, if you say that I'll give you 2 AITs, 3 quiz, 4 tests, and you have to get 20, otherwise not eligible. Who will like to come to your class? Yeah? Gradually introduce. You teach the first unit, tell them there's a quiz, they're happy to take it. Don't scare them. Don't scare them like this. But ensure that nobody takes a privilege. Nobody takes chance. Nobody takes chance. First things first, last things last, few things never. Never do few things. Syllabus is what he's supposed to study and what I'm supposed to teach. There is printed syllabus, there is syllabus that I also follow. Autonomous, there is some freedom, of course. The purpose of saying this is no more than what the student needs to know. You'll be all the more powerful. You don't have to teach something extra, but you should know it. You'll be all the more confident. You'll be all the more confident. If you are trying to teach him how to find the square of a 16-bit number, you should know how to find the square of a 32-bit number. Don't teach it to him. Don't show all the scholarly knowledge that you have not required. He does not need it. Some teachers will also do that mistake. You teach what the syllabus says, but you should know more than that. You'll be all the more powerful. You'll be very confident to go to the class if you know a little extra than what it is required. Right? You can face the challenges easily, the questions easily. So no more than what the student requires, but do not overdo. Do not overdo. If I'm teaching semiconductors, all I have to teach is conduction band, valence band, excitation, etc., Fermi level, etc. Go. Just because I don't teach in amorphous semiconductor, I should not talk about pinning a Fermi level. I should not talk about defect states. I should not talk about dangling bonds. You disconnected from me. I should know it. I should know. I don't want to teach everything that I know. But you should know more than what a student needs to. Do not overdo. Fantastic, right? I had a professor who used to refer how many? 16 reference books for a course. But he was referring 15 books, but not the 16 that he was referring. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಹದಿನೈದು ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬುಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು 16ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಅದರಿಂದ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಬಹುದು I'm scared. That's not the purpose. So don't go over. Be true to yourself. You have to be honest. Teachers are role models. Don't be good. Let us be very honest enough. Very, very important. ನನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾವಿರ ಇರಲಿ MBA, OBE ಏನಾರ ಇರಲಿ I have to ತಿಂದಿರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗು ಬಟ್ go to the class with enthusiasm. Never be unenthusiastic when you go to the class. Because you spread that positivity in the class. You spread that message. They learn better if you're enthusiastic. But now is clear. I'm supposed to teach. Fluid mechanics will get put there. Instrumentation part I get put there. Flow is there, pipe is there. Release. I'm constricting the pipe so that I'll create a pressure differential. So if the pressure is P1 here, the pressure is P2 here. The fluid speed will increase, but the internal pressure will decrease. Yeah. Right? So then the sum of the energies on the left hand side are equal to the sum of the energy on the right hand side, sum of the pressure energy, kinetic energy, all the possibilities. There are two ways to take this. One, the approach, one, the exciting application that you will get. Bernoulli's theorem is one of the best theorems which can be applied to an application like this. It's excited to learn from you. It creates more interest in the subject. And he said Bernoulli's theorem plays a vital role when the roofs are lifted up due to storms. He's excited how that is going to happen. Give some real world examples. Create that interest. You will learn it better. That is the best approach. So be enthusiastic always in what to teach. You tell it has got tremendous applications. You create that interest. In fact, I teach op-amps a lot. When I teach op-amps, people may feel that I'm a marketing engineer from Texas Instruments. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜೀವನನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. That is the interest I create. Once you create that interest, they put their heart into the subject, and you should also put that. Interest create ಮಾಡಿ ಮಲ್ಕೋಬಾರ. You should do that. The more interest you create, the more interest they show in learning a subject. That is one way. The second approach to Bernoulli's theorem. I'll go to the class. Okay, today I take Bernoulli's theorem. ನಾಲ್ಕು page derivation. That is the way I start my class. And it is never asked in the exams. That is the second, combo. First, Bernoulli's theorem is a very important theorem. As one application, that's one approach. The second approach. Bernoulli's theorem has 4 page derivation. Last 10 years, this question has not been asked in the exam. But my HOD has told that it should be taught. Because I have got to PO4 in MBA. On PO4, MBA, it's very tough. He will never show interest in learning that. So be enthusiastic, create that interest, so that he will also show that interest and learn a subject better from you, and never be unenthusiastic. You will teach. You have to be a good team player. It's not that you are the boss of your subject. Yes, you are the boss of your class. You are the data of that subject. But in a department, you have to be a good team player. Because the number of stakeholders in teaching profession is extremely large nowadays compared to the olden days. In fact, I have never seen the parent of my old students. Never. Today, I know the parents more than the students. Every day, 10 parents meet me, not even one student. So, and then management calls me, first office calls me, lab technician wants me, colleagues want to have a meeting. We have 4 online platforms, all of them want to have meetings with me. It's an extremely important requirement in today's world, but you're also a very good team player in addition to being a good teacher. Because in department, you work in teams. Please appreciate this. Please appreciate this. You help each other, you will grow better. You will help the students better. Yeah. He's on top today, tomorrow somebody else. It's only some rotation places, no worries. It keeps evolving. Please realize that I cannot spell success without you. That should be the mantra. Everybody should be a stakeholder equally involved in the teaching process. You will make a better teacher. The most popular departments are those in which all the teachers work as a team. Work as a team. You should work as good teams. The two greatest people India has seen, APJ and Chitterlal, they built teams. They built teams. They were part of the teams. Serving students. Because I is always bigger than we. Whoever is. Build teams, working teams who will contribute to the principal. Is puzzled because he sees a teamwork like this. You show ask them in the track actor. You balance actor with the but it does a share code. All of them are committed, extremely committed, extremely talented, tens of years of experience in railway tracks daily. But one lack of coordination, one lack of teamwork has led to this phase, and the entire project is now a waste. Nothing doing. Government had lost out so many costs. Just because they did not plan, there was no teamwork. Blame game. The blaming. Need Kedina, non Kedina, mobile switch off, it was none of the law. Where is the game? For a teamwork, you should know how to compromise. If you know how to compromise, the entire team is up. And everybody should compromise. Take the smallest piece of the cake and go home with the feeling that you got the biggest piece. You have to be a good team player. There were 3 gentlemen and one woman also who were working in the municipality or corporation. The job was divided. He will take the ground, she will put the plant and mud, and he will water it. Four jana more ಕೆಲಸ. One will dig the ground, the second person put the plant, sapling, the third person will close, then put the water. Someday, this person will leave. One ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲ, it's not my job. So the first person sincerely does so many photos. Second person absent. It's not my job to put the plant there. The third person is equally sincere, equally committed, highly dedicated. What looks the real life? Coordination, teamwork. It's okay. He could as well does the same job. Probably they would have planted 10 plant less in the worst case. No, it's not my job. The work is divided. I always tell my student, don't divide the work, share the work. Then there is a difference between dividing and sharing. When you share, you say, hey, I'm done with this. Can I help you? We have seen a lot of problems like this when teachers divide the course. Half you know, half you know. 2.500 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಹೌದು 2.500 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಇವುದು ಕನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಬೇರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಇಂಟ್ರಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಲ್ಲ ಇವ್ರು ದಡ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಥಿಯರಿ ಒಬ್ರು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಒಬ್ರು ಅವ್ರ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಲ್ಲ ಇವ್ರು ಈಗೋ ಕ್ಲಾಶ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೈ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಟು ಟೀಚ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ವಿಲ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಟೀಚ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿದೌಟ್ ದ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ Fibonacci series what will the student do you coordinate first week don't engage the lab. Let that teacher take all their classes and teach the architecture instructions. Next week you start the lab with their Fibonacci series. Who's going to stop? So the coordination, the teamwork is very, very essential. Agree? Yes. Teamwork is about cooperation, coordination, tolerance to disagreement. If you have tolerance to disagreement, you are a good team player. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು respect for the differences. Should have a shared vision. The department, the column, the entity should have a shared vision so that you are largely successful. Listen to me this way. Next time I listen to you, little compromise. Right. One person ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ತರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಕೇಸರಿ ಬಾತ್ ತರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಈ ಸರಿ ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೇಸರಿ ಬಾತ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫೈಟ್ ಓವರ್ as simple as that. To compromise. So this time. It's extremely important. In fact, students suffer if we don't cooperate, if we don't do it in case. They will not be able to say it when they reach. Today I got at least 10 messages. Where should I go for this exam? Some coordinate between some faculty. They are bothering me at 6 a.m. Parent also calls. Right? This is very, very, very important. Communication skills. You should know how to communicate things like that. Being able to communicate effectively is perhaps the most important of all the life skills. All the life skills. It is what enables us to pass information to other people and to understand what is said to us. To understand why this has been told. I write quotes. I remember one of my quotes which I would like to tell here. Don't hear so as to reply. Don't hear so as to reply. Listen so as to reciprocate. This is one of my quotes. Don't hear ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿಸಿರುತ್ತೆ so as to reply. ಇನ್ನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ನಾನು I'm just hearing. Listen. Listen. To reciprocate. Students come to my class 10 minutes late, 15 minutes I alone. Because from their gesture I can know whether it's a genuine late or a casual late. Right? One student comes to my class 15 minutes later with one noodles, one coffee kitkondi banda. I think first time I shouted like this. I just shouted get out and he was out. Next time another student comes 15 minutes late, desperate for breath, desperate out of my class. I am alone. I should be able to differentiate between them. I should not be taken for granted. At the same time, I should encourage somebody who is genuinely late for a balance. So that's the balance you, the teacher, have to strike. So when it comes to this, it's extremely important that you, the teacher, are excellent in your communication skills. Communication in the should not be very, very monotonous. You should modulate your voice a lot. You should take breaks. Should take breaks. And try to know what they are up to. Then we change accordingly. If need be, that is small joke. Not a desperate break from the subject and then create a joke and come back. I do that. A little sense of humor is very much essential in great leaderships. That will make the mood very lighter, even in serious mood. Right. I take one leaf from my own example that I experienced that happened in summer college. I don't want to win. There was a very, very serious meeting of all the big people in the college about how to stop their teachers giving tuitions. It was very important agenda. One graph told we will cut 5% of salary, another person told they should give this commission, blah blah blah. Very, very hot discussions. Then the director turned to me and asked, "One, what do you think we should be doing?" I told, "Sir, give 5,000 incentive to those who catch those people. Give 5,000 intense incentive to the people who catch the teachers doing tuitions." It was a very light comment. All of us laughed. Then I told him, please don't punish those who have that energy to spending the evening and earn some money. As long as they don't force their students to attend that tuition or they do bias evaluation, that you check. Put checks, give that freedom. It was agreed. The entire hot discussion was resolved in 2 minutes with a decision that we are not going to do anything with them. But just a check in the department that any student complaining that will take an action. Nobody came out with a complaint. Right? Yes, we have to listen, friendliness, open-mindedness, confidence. Non-verbal communication is more than 90%. Communication is not only about talking and listening. Non-verbal communication contributes to 90% of our communication. Right? If you want to take a real, when you come in the morning, you just treat it as effort is room. You will do face analysis, facial analysis. Happy? Why? Upset with something? From more. You're sure your request will be rejected. Because he or she is our thing. So non-verbal communication, you should understand. In the class also, in the lab also, when you're teaching, you can easily feel that they're not understanding. Do something to make them understand. Your job is not to spend 1 hour in the class. Your job is to see that everybody answers. Try to gauge their non-verbal communication and talk out. So ultimately, you have to go back to all the previous 9 points, make it more interesting, make it more powerful, etc., 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 to make your classes very diverse. Yeah, people sit in all emotions. A lot of way. In fact, if you want to be very effective, choose 1, 2, 3, 4 faces in the class who are very pleasant to you, who are encouraging you to teach well. Look at only them. That entire section will feel that I'm looking at them. They'll be more attentive. Don't teach only to the first lesson. Some teachers do that mistake. Or only to the 3 people who are sitting there and making noise. Allay concentration. Look at the whole class, like the average. Make it more interesting, make it more engaging. That's very important. Communication is not mere talking, it knows a lot of listening. You are an excellent communicator if you are an excellent listener. Because you try to understand the story from the other side. Then you right? Communication is not going da 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 without even bothering about what the other person is saying. Correct? Choose this, not this. What is going in the first picture? She's trying to convince, explain something, detail something so that he is convinced. In this, confused. When you cannot convince, please do not confuse. This is a mistake many teachers do. If you cannot convince, please do not confuse them. They get days. You tell them, I don't know. Go back to the class next day. That happened. Never confuse. Right. A good teacher teaches from the brain to the heart. Biomedical people should tell me that you have left half, right half. One is emotional, one is rational. One side got a very analysis of logical idea, parts of math, trying to look at a life with feeling, created art, human creativity. All of us are born like this. God has made us like that. So it's don't humiliate a person who is trained in maths all times. If you look at his creativity, you will know. After all, they are children. Don't compare. Don't compare. Appreciate what is good in them and see how they can improvise on the other things. And you also use both the things equally so that you become an elegant teacher, more effective teacher and science. So always teach from the brain to your heart. When you say to your heart, you should come in for that course. Right? Once you put your heart into the work, you don't have to put anything else in what I said. You love your work. Right? On Sundays, when my wife says, and make this is what today, she makes fantastic. When some other day I asked her to do visible apartment, she's not interested, she's not well. I can't eat this. Because she has not put herself into the work. Of course, it's very challenging. But as much as possible, if I can put work, my heart into my work, I'll enjoy it. They will enjoy it. The whole purpose is done. So what I spoke to you about in the last 1 hour or so was we looked at the changing scenario in education. 360-degree change is what I told you. Then engineers beyond 2020 are supposed to make requirements much more than what the conventional engineers are supposed to make. Then we spoke about teaching effectiveness. Will be an effective teacher if you think like a student, realize the power in you, the power of the bias. So it will be a role model, generate interest and not fearing the subject and yourself. No more be enthusiastic, be a team player, have good communication skill. These are the key points that will make you become the greatest. So, my sincere thanks to the FTP coordinators, Mehar and Rajshekar for having me here. It's always a pleasure to come to Dayan and Sagar. And BGP is my good friend in fact. We were working together in the previous job. And you were being a very wonderful audience. I was reading your, non-verbal communication. And I was enthused to speak well. Thank you. And to my role model teachers. There were many, but I can't list all of them here. I would like to show my 3 role model teachers who made the difference in my life. The first is my professor, PhD professor, Dr. S. Ashokan, IASC. He was my role model. He is a king who knows the problem of a beggar. That is greatness. I have imbibed a lot of values from him. So I would like to acknowledge all that he has given to me in my life. The second teacher, this is R.V. Gurudevaya, who was teaching physics in my high school. Trust me or not, my high school teacher, that was in 1982 to 84 or so, but he inspired me to do PhD in physics. That's the power of a teacher. The way he used to narrate physics, gravity, etc., etc., etc. I can't remember all his lessons, but he had inspired me to do PhD in physics, which I did eventually. Is RBG. RB Then my English teacher, Rajshekar, I met them on the Teachers' Day a couple of years before. Therefore, I thought I'll inspire you also to show the pictures of my role models. In fact, I'm part of SSLC Kannada medium. But the way he taught English in my fifth standard, holding my hand, I have received a lot of appreciation for my handwriting. I learned English mostly after my graduation, to be very honest with you. Because of Kannada media, English was very horrible for me in PUC. Very, very horrible. I don't know how I passed. Only God's grace. It took months together to know their accent. Forget the subject. But from there, I could go to a stage to learn good English. So I should sincerely acknowledge what the foundation that my teacher had done to me in my primary standard. He was teaching English in fifth, sixth, and seventh standard. The beauty is, when I visited him, he had a daughter who was deaf and dumb. The very picture of seeing Rajshekhar Sir with his daughter who can't speak, who is not psychologically developed. The same teacher making me as a person who can speak English. That's the power of a teacher. He brought nothing from his home to the class. Yes or no? Brought nothing. Something I had a feeling, well, I'm doing all this to the children here, but my own daughter cannot speak, cannot write. Yes, the feeling will be there. But you overcome that to make a lesson. You know. So thanks to all of them. So again, especially thanks to you for listening in this hot summer for 1.5 hours. Thank you and may God bless you all become great teachers. I should thank my help. You are my student actually. Yeah. And any question, any feedback, I'm just thanks for finding time for service available please. It is okay. Let's see you in minutes. Thank you, sir.
One comment I want to make is that the teacher should get himself as far as his own knowledge is concerned when he is coming to the class. It is like all of you, before we go out of our house, we look into the mirror, right? So that ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಆ ತರ ಟೀಚರ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. The teacher just walks out. And that's it. This is what I mean by teacher blindness. If you give me 2 minutes, I'll tell you that all of you are 30 to 40% blind. But I need 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Can I go to the
It's up to the mind of it, sir.
my if you allow me to go to the board, I will explain. Is why we are 40% blind. Okay. Please, I will continue right.
Okay, we will take
Wow, yes, so yes. Just do this exercise and then measure out. And it will be a very simple exercise. Nothing very difficult. All of you can do it. Yeah. See, there is an instruction. Instruction is cow. Cow can be held up or alphabetical or triangle. Triangle. Cow or triangle. Cow. Are you available to me? No, you are not. I will tell you how. Be available fully. You are counting all triangles. However, they can be small triangle or a big triangle. And you don't have infinite amount of time. There is a finite amount of time. Now, if there are no triangles, you should tell me there are 0 triangles. Not no. Because my question is how many, not question is whether triangles. So how many triangles are there? 0. Wonderful. Now 0. Now 1. Okay. Now now keep adding. So 1 plus 2, 3, right? Good. Now take time, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. ನಮಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದರಿಂದ the mind's eye is important. mind behind the eye is important. Our senses are there, but there is a mind behind the senses. Please take that mind into account. How many? Mind. Last number. Mind. Check. Your blindness is being seen already. How? You see, a triangle will have three sides. Okay. Now they just make triangle within a triangle. That is all. It will be only three. See now. You have counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already, you know, 5. So it cannot be less than 5. Now, addition to that, 1, 6, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. Now, 0 and 5. I'm adding 1, 2, 3. Right? Now, problem gets more difficult. 16. Problem gets more difficult, not less difficult. You have to get your head to the main of the wall, to the wall. Not mentally, go to the actually. How many? How many? See. There are 100 triangles, 200 triangles, 300 triangles. 4 no. 5 no. 6 yes. So you count all the triangles. All the triangles. 6 4. No. No, not yet. 6. There are actually 16 triangles. If you cannot count them, that is called mental blindness. Okay? I will do that. Now, I am challenging you. I am challenging your ability to see in depth. And now, how many have I added? Can you tell me? 1. Now 21. How many have I added? I said there are 16 triangles. 5 you have added. 5 you have added. Why? No. 7. No. 6. No. I have added 8. I will tell you the triangles which will be not. Yes, this side. It's to be not. Yes. Let's do it. Right? And the inability to see when something is in front of you is called blindness. Like that. I'm not talking about blindness we were I doctor will cure. This is the mental thing. When I do this, how many am I doing? Sir, if you don't mind, shall we continue it after the validation? I have added another 8. Okay. Then I have added another 8. Now, can you tell me the maximum number of triangles you have? If you cannot give me the exact number, please represent the maximum number. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus maximum number. Maximum number. Because you are tired. Maximum number. You don't have the exact yeah. And then 40. What is the maximum number? Maximum number? 16. Maximum power. Maximum possible number. 40. How many? 40. How do you tell the zero? I have there are 6 elements triangles. And even then, I do not know the parts. This gives me roughly, it is 7 less 7 on 50, so about 40 or 50% triangles. Actually, you are not counted 50. You have counted on about 55. And then you get it up. Nice puzzle. This is the triangles. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Due to the period, mental disease.
Good afternoon, hello. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to our distinguished speaker and my beloved lecturer, Dr. Banu Prashant sir, for sharing such a valuable insights. Thank you very much for accepting this. Thank you. For my Dr. Sudha ma'am present a comment as a token of family. Sir. Yes, sir. That quick validating. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful talk. After many years, I think in my career, I am hearing about effective teaching talk physically offline. It was really very nice, sir. It's delivering such a demonstration. Yes, it's wonderful talk, sir. After many years, I am hearing such a talk on effective teaching. Thank you very much.
It means a lot to me as a teacher. It's a lot to me. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks to all of you.
So now,
Shall I take you along with me? We have many departments. What I expected was totally different. What I heard. See, I thought of something. What are the things of operating? Where there is a little before operating. The linear analysis.
yes,
So, 2 or 3. What is the industry season, industry season? Those things I thought, but instead of that, I could hear, I have heard a lot of talks on effectivity, but it was not very different. So many things. So we are also, you can see we are also part of one of our servers of the so we are from your till the last person in the college. That's not department. I don't want to split it into department. Many departments, even the top person to that last place. Yeah, to see, yeah, not the something. What of things? Again, I want to hear you. Well, like you said, yes, good to learn.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now, we are at the end of our FDP program today. We are reaching the validation session of the FDP. For this FDP, I welcome for the chief guest for the validation function, Dr. Banu Prashant sir, Shobha Madam, Dean IQAC, Professor HOD ECE, HOD EIE, Professor and HOD EIE, Dr. Rajshekar sir, Dr. Smita Shashi Madam, Professor and HOD, Department of Telecommunication Engineering, Dr. CM Joseph sir, Professor at HOD, Department of Physics. I welcome you all, sir. I welcome all the participants, faculty, and the students, those who are here for the FDP, and those who have made this FDP successful by contributing your time, first of all, because it's a very peak time. We know examinations are going on parallelly. All the classes are also going on for the higher semester. I'm thankful to students also, madam students, those who have helped us in conducting this FDP and experiment YouTube live concept. Thank you, students. So now I welcome Madam to give the now I request Dr. Madam to brief about the report of the FDP. It's my privilege to present the validation report for this enriching 8-day faculty development program on emerging trends in quantum computing and AI for academia and research, held from 3rd to 10th March 2025 in hybrid mode, jointly organized by Department of ECE, EI, ET, EEE, and Physics, Dayananda Sagar College of Engineering, in association with IEEE and IE. So the FTP was designed to provide an in-depth understanding of quantum computing and AI, bridging the gap between theoretical concepts and practical applications. With eminent speakers from academia and industry, hands-on sessions, and insightful discussions, this program empowered participants with advanced knowledge in the transformative technologies. We had a 4-day two sessions held by inaugural session was started with Dr. T. Srinivas, Professor, EC Department, IISc. He gave a thorough understanding of fundamental
an introduction to quantum mechanics and its history, relevance in computing, followed by a session on beyond binary, the quantum paradigm shift by Mr. Panindra Babu, ML engineer, Jet Shastra Software Service Limited, Bangalore. Day two, we had an offline session by Miss Brinalini. She is a senior technical engineer from Digital Technologies Private Limited. And we had a different sessions on AI for automotive by Ms. Shivaranjani Mittal, Senior Technical Architect, Electromechanical Bangalore, where Ma explored various AI algorithms and AI models used in real-time automotive industry applications. She also explored various kind of projects where students can carry out and innovative technologies in that is different various models we can use for research and publications, followed by session with Mr. Sharad Bapat, co-founder, Discovery AI Hyderabad. It was an online session focused on responsible AI, ethics, bias, and transparency in the age of automation. We also had a session by Ms. Shivali Agarwal, Senior Technical Staff Member, IBM Research, where MAP explored on various AI coding methods, technologies, AI shaping future technology, followed by Women's Day celebration with lots of activity events and fun activities. My heartfelt gratitude to all our eminent speakers and also my sincere thanks to our student coordinators from the Department of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, Himadri, Chetan, Gnaneshwar. A special thanks to our student, Ms. Ataya, is in sixth semester from Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering Department. He has done YouTube streaming for all of our offline sessions. He was there with us from 3rd to 10th months. I was like,
Thank you, ma'am, for briefing about the report about this FDP. So, any FDP or any workshop is incomplete without the participants who are coming, of course, in-house and from the outside the BSc also. We have, as of now, with us two participants today. I request Bhakrashan sir to just give a moment to participants, Kavita madam from City Engineering College. And actually, Arvind sir is the oldest member of Indian Association of Physics Teachers. I did not think that he will register for because he goes to schools and colleges to deliver the talks. But he has registered for this FDP and he is just complimenting us that we have combined quantum computing and AI. This is the first time that is happening here. FDP, in, especially in Bangalore, it has happened. So I request Arvind Kulkarni sir, please come and receive the Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Let's have it done.
The people could see the 16 triangle and I could still knowledge in him. Yeah.
Message you are that.
Yes.
Actually, we have one participant from US also, Dr. Kritika. She is online actually on all the sessions. I thank you her also. Now, actually, without the help of our heads of the departments, this FTP would not have been applied. And due to all this, we invited Dr. Prem Kumar, HOD Triple E. Sir is busy with some work, so we told he will join later. So we have with us 4 HODs as of now. So I request Sir to just felicitate all the so come on, please. Now, please. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Actually, I know Bhanuprashan sir through LinkedIn. Today I met him. I am very grateful to him today for coming here. But madam is a student of Bhanuprashan sir. So I request sir to felicitate now. Now I request Dr. Smita Shashi ma'am to give her remarks. Thank you. Good afternoon. Yeah. This is my privilege to deliver about our times for this concluding ceremony of our 8 days degree program on emerging threats in community and AI. And first of all, for any FTP, we need the proper financial allocation guidelines. For that, we are very gratitude to our management faculty, chairman, vice chairman, secretary, joint secretaries, and the entire team. And a leader always remains the district leader to guide us properly. In that case, I'm really thankful to Dr. Vijay Prasad sir for guiding us in proper way. And my other heads of the departments. But we need to give any award, there will be best actor, best actress, or villain. There will be a special jury award. So, my sincere gratitude to Joseph sir. He was the backbone. Same way, Rashega sir and his team. Those two department participations was excellent. And the coordinators of those events. Today, I hope they can sleep properly. Past 8 days, they have skirmish. The very next day, they need to come. Who is the guest? Beyond all, the crowd management. And my dear resource people. And the chief guest, Balakrishnan sir, is the past 4 to 5 years our BOS member. So the teaching effectiveness and BOS meeting he used to tell his experience, each and every slide is one or other way he already delivered us. And he always tell whatever you put those curriculum, whether rocket science, beyond that I'm going to teach. How effectively you are able to teach. So my sincere gratitude, sir. And sir, age is not a limit for a teaching. Sir, who today by your participants, student volunteers, and the logistic team, DD session, whole session winners, and many of who supported this FTP successfully. Thank you. Thank you.
Tamam, comendore, muito padre.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all for all excellent participants. The lunch is arranged. Good. Everybody presenting. Lunch is arranged in Lotus Food. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.